Hey, welcome to another episode. So, this one is a beautiful reminder because a lot of us have been experiencing a lot of things, and this is just to help us remember that we're in a transformational process here. So, if you watched my last podcast, it talked about being sort of in an in between place, and it's true. Uh, and I just kind of want to remind you and share what I've been experiencing. And please like this video if you haven't already, as well as leave me a comment below. It means a lot. I'd like to hear your thoughts or anything that you want to share below here. And share this video if it resonates. I do think it's a message that many need to hear. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe to my channel. So many of us are in the process of transformation. We're going through a transformation. I would love to say it's spiritual, but it actually, we're here to embody a lot and to take all the different aspects of our experience here and transform it into almost like a purification process. I've been talking about the way. The way is basically alchemizing, a purification, a recognizing more of what you are, and you're the one that's experiencing what's going on. And how are we experiencing it? We're experiencing it through our physical bodies. We're experiencing through our connection to source, God, whatever you want to call it, creation energy. We are connected to what began this whole thing, whatever you want to call that. And so there's the physical body, there's that part of you that's coming through, the God spark, the source spark, whatever you want to call it. It's really more of a stream, to be honest. That's the way I'm interpreting it and feeling into it. And I don't attach to any of the words and the names of things, so I recommend you don't either, because sometimes we can get in the weeds with, oh, but it's this, oh, but it's that. Let's try to pay attention to what's underneath the words, what people are trying to communicate. So, like I said, there's the physical, there's our connection to what's beyond. And I guess when I talk about that connection to the creation, the source point, the God, whatever you want to call it, that is sort of like the natural purified part of us that observes it, is beyond it all. It's kind of like our consciousness, our awareness. Yet there's all these other things that are involved here that we have to synthesize, we have to harmonize, we have to, and when I say we have to, in order to progress and see things and feel things and know things for what they truly are, you have to be able to tap into that stream. And there's other parts of it. There's the emotional body, right? We all can feel that. It's very connected into these physical bodies. Then there's like our mental or our mind processing system, our intellect. And that part is, we can kind of separate these all out into different parts just to give them understanding or knowings to what they are. Some people might call them a lot of different things, like identity, like programmed ways of being. There's all of these things that I just mentioned, the mental, the physical, the emotional, and we'll just say the spiritual, because I guess we're calling that the purified connection to source that streams through us. When you put all of those together, we're like these puzzles. We're like these untangling, unwinding puzzles of this crazy distortion and experiences that we've lived in for a very long time. You know, I've alluded to that in other podcasts that we've been around a very long time. And that's not to say that there aren't new and old and, you know, lots of different, but many of us, we have so many different aspects of self that we have experienced and we've been through. So I'm just reminding you of that purified source stream, that to remember to try to tap into that. So, like, for instance, you know, I've had some interesting experiences lately that were very powerful, very intense, and some of them were beautiful and they just felt so opening and wonderful. And then I've had the other side of that where, you know, you feel so low, you feel so like you don't want to do this anymore. You know, that like exhaustion that we get to. What I'm reminding you of here is how to just pay attention to those processes going on within you, and um, just notice them. When we put recognition and awareness on the processes, we're not judging them, we're not making them good or bad. We're just paying attention to them and knowing that things are going to change, they're going to pass, because they do. And at times you may have to do something to help them pass. Like I mentioned this before, maybe you're going to go take a shower. Maybe you're going to call a friend. Maybe you're going to, you know, get out and walk in nature, go sit on your back deck, whatever brings you something that's going to change your energy. Maybe do something you haven't done before. You know, let's switch it up. You might have to help yourself get out of some of that energy if it gets to be too much and too intense and it's not moving past you. Because we're not necessarily meant to keep looping in that same difficult energy. And if you are, you might want to pay attention to what you're putting your focus on, because we are getting pulled back into some really challenging, overwhelming things on social media. People that are in our lives are also exposed to those. So even if we're not tapped into social media, we can still get some of that um, information in other ways as well. So pay attention to if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling low, if you're feeling too high. There's meant to be a harmony and a balance that you can always come back to, like a you know, some people might call it 0 point stillness, still point, where you're sort of removing all that monkey mind, all that overthinking, all that yeah but, you know, like when I was talking to a close friend the other day, and I was like, yeah, I'm stuck in the yeah buts. Like I was trying to get back into that stillness and that still point, and I would sit there and I'd be so close, but it was like I was so overwhelmed with the this physical body's vessel and emotional and hormones and like the stuff we go through, right? And it just was so, and then the mind, and the, you know, we have a little bit of mind control going on within ourselves too. And like I say, I call it the overthinking or whatever, you know, what you're focusing on. It's important to be able to pull away from those. So like I was sitting in it and I was like, all I have is these yeah buts. You know, like I would sit there and I'd be like, Just sit there and be. And have you noticed, like, your mind sometimes will start it's just going, and it's like, "Yeah, but what about this? Yeah, but what about this?" It's your mind keeps g "But what about" and it doesn't matter, also, maybe pay attention to when you're, like, listening to other people because it's important to have this active listening where you're really listening and hearing people and letting them get the things out that they need to get, and watch those "yeah, buts" or needing to correct someone else. Sometimes you just need to listen, and you might know or think you know the answers that they need, but a lot of times you're just giving into the "yeah, buts." I mean, we do it within ourselves when we try to come to a still point, but we also do it with other people. So, when we're in that stillness, when we're in that calm, harmonized way of being, which isn't easy to get into sometimes. Other times it's so easy, right? But when you can bring yourself back to that point, the steps that you make, that you move forward in, are going to be so powerful when we can pull ourselves out and recognize the monkey mind, the yeah buts, the emotional um, feelings that are coming up, the thoughts that are cycling through, and how they can be connected. I mentioned this in another other podcast. Was It's very interesting to see how those thoughts and those emotions can evoke things within each other and keep you in this cycling pattern um, of being where the new way that I've been mentioning is how can you tap into your most purified being and live through that now moment. Let go of all that other stuff. Let go of the yeah buts. The yeah buts are holding you back. The monkey mind is holding you back. The um there's just things that are holding us back from being in this time and moving through this transformation with ease and grace for yourself because it's not easy. So this is your reminder. Okay, another part is so when you act from that point, when you can get to that place, pay attention and follow your joy. Follow what feels so good, so aligned to you, what you are meant to be doing, because those are the codes. Those are the gifts that you are here to bring through because we all came here and we're all needed to move out of here and we're all working together. We all have little pieces and parts that interconnect with one another and help each other see things, feel things, move through things, know more about who you are and yourself. Yes, you can do it on your own. There are levels of this that you're meant to do on your own, but there's also a connection to at least one other person, possibly multiple other people, that is going to help you, and you are going to help them create new ways together. We're going to step out and lead ourselves. So, reminder, parent yourself when you're in that really low, difficult, intense time, even when you're in that wonderful, blissful, high time, or somewhere like, oh, I'm in between, everything's boring, nothing's happening time. No matter what time you're in, be that parent to yourself, that loving, unconditional friend and parent that we each need to work on within ourselves. Because if we can get ourselves to that beautiful place of wholeness within ourselves and knowing how to purify and be that stream of being that is powerful, strong, renewing, regenerating, then we will powerfully be alchemizing. We will powerfully be transmuting. We will powerfully be taking back and reclaiming and reintegrating the fragmentations of self, the parts of us that have been so wounded, they can be lost, they can be stuck in the weeds, they can be blocked. Things are coming home to be healed in this transformation process that I'm talking about currently, that we're going through. And it's not like, oh, okay, March 1st, March 21st, April 30th. Oh, I'm going to be done. We're going to be finished. No, it's about tapping into that purified stream so that you can continue this process. And like I said, there's times where it feels easier and it gets easier and we practice it and we keep doing it, right? And then there's other times where it's hard and we feel like, oh, we just can't do this anymore. It's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. We're going to continue to do this. And it's just a reminder of the transformation. It's just a reminder that you need to be the one parenting with unconditional love, being that unconditionally loving friend that you need that helps you move past. And it's okay to have a few people in your life that aren't perfect that are there helping you do that as well. Yeah. So I love you guys so much. I hope this helped. And I'll be coming back again hopefully soon to share more information. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are doing it. It's awesome. Okay, so here's what I wanted to read to you guys. This is a post I put on Instagram and my Facebook Creative Energy Awakening pages. Embody your own freedom and choice. Your power is to lead yourself forth in discernment through what resonates within your heart. Don't let the mind ruin this choice point. See how it feels in your body and then choose what aligns. The heart recognizes the way. So that still point I was talking about earlier, that divine flowing connection, that purified connection to source, to creation, that is you. It streams in through the heart. So this is your reminder. All right. Bye.